How's it going, everybody? So, today we have Mr. I Ain't Scared himself. He's been featured on the channel before, Mr. Curtis, and really appreciate his time. And I've got some questions for him. And a big thing I want to do here is for those of you who are wondering, is this the trade for you? Should you join HVAC, join this community, be a part of what we're doing here? I want this to kind of be an encouragement to you of, say, if you've had kind of a rough life, a rough start, maybe you're having a trouble somebody giving you a chance, the trades may be a really good place for you to consider going to. Curtis here has an amazing story. I really have enjoyed being a friend to him and seeing him come up and just living life with him. I've really appreciate him as a person. So anyway, and maybe some of you have already started in the trades or already starting in a trade somewhere, whether it be trade school or just in the field, and you're really struggling getting your foothold and getting somebody to pay you any attention. I think this story will do a lot to help encourage you and show you a path and a way that things could go. So, with that being said, Curtis, what is your role in the trade right now? Like what are you doing every day? You know, what's your life look like on a daily basis from a career perspective?
My role in the trade. So what is my role? I'm a PM lead. I lead a group of guys, making sure we have everything we need on the job, making sure contact the customers and everything. Overall goal of my job is to train the apprentices. Try to learn from them, but also train. We do a lot of maintenance on all ranging of commercial equipment. Could be cooling towers, self-contained units. Could be a little mini split. Could be a 80-ton split. The exhaust fan, anything. To some level, I do repairs and some service, but I would like to think that most of my job is just coaching the new people, helping the new people, bringing them up in the same way that I got brought up so that we can better everything. We can all join as a team and make this whole trade a better thing.
So with that being said, where did Curtis start? You know, what are your origins? Where did things begin for you?
Where did my life start? Well, my birthday is July 12th. My dad's birthday is November 17th. So I'm guessing somewhere around his 32nd birthday. Well, you can do the math. Really, it's just I grew up in a small town nowhere, East Texas, just rural America, nothing. We literally had cows and chickens, and everybody had cows and chickens. We ate food out of a garden. We fished for food. That was my childhood. We had a large family. Every summer we took on many cousins. So you're imagine Beverly Hillbillies, but without all the money. So from my little picturesque country living childhood, we moved forward into the rebellious youth years, and well, as most people in the. So I decided to go that route of the wayward son, and made a lot of mistakes along the way. I never went without work. I always worked, always ate. Lord, I had many different jobs, be it fast food. I did flooring, the range of things, trying to find what was for me. You know, the fast food and the grocery store, I was trying to find if corporate America was for me, and it's not. Being the rebellious youth and such, the mistakes that I made and led me to a position where options are limited.
So how did that bring you to joining a trade? You know, what made the trades appealing to you from there?
You know, I get to a point in life where you got to decide, Either we can keep doing jobs, we can keep being silly, or we can get a career, we can make something of our lives. And so I was look at the options. What are my options? Just be pragmatic about the situation. I'm not going to be a doctor. At the time, I didn't think I was smart enough to be a doctor, but I think different of that situation now. Look at what we have. Look, I'm good at technical things. I like to take things apart, and the trade's just going to work for me. So, what's the most technical? I decided to try HVAC because it seemed like something to use your mind, use your hands, use your body, and all of that. And all these things, I wanted a sense of fulfillment. On all the self-reflection, I come to the realization that the trades are probably my best fit. Not only is it better suited for me technically, because I like the challenge with my hands, as I said, and my mind. And I figured the trades would be my best chance for a reasonable living. Like I said, probably not going to be a doctor. Probably not going to be a lawyer. We start going down the list, your management's not as disposable. And that was the key point is I've been at these dead-end jobs, seeing these people just get fired and fired, been doing their jobs for years. It became obvious to me that everybody wants to be a manager. Everybody wants to sit in office. Not everybody wants to go turn a wrench. Just so happens I don't mind turning wrenches. It's a perfect setup. One of the key points was I didn't want to be disposable. Disposable like these managers. I wanted a sense of job security. I know that if I can fix something, then I'll have a job.
So how has the trades, changed or impacted your life in any way? What has that done to bring you forward, and helping create opportunities?
How have the trade changed my life? By and large, I've been in some sort of trade for a while, associated with the trade, but not actually actively involved with one. Seeking challenges in the trade, now that I'm involved in a career, and I seek the challenges, and I stand in face with the fear, the whatever that I can't get past. That's allowed me to become a better communicator. Mostly soft skills like communication, organization, people skills, dealing and interacting with people. It's afforded me a lifestyle that definitely wasn't available to me in small town East Texas. That I really didn't think that I was ever going to be able to attain, that probably most people didn't think I was going to obtain. And this is just the start, and this is barely the door open, and it's every step is a new door, and it's just more obvious. There's no end to this. Sky's the limit.
I think a really big question that a lot of people have, and is driving a lot of attention and decisions right now, is how has COVID had an impact in that? What has COVID done for you career wise? Is it been really negative? Is it positive? How have you adapted your career with the COVID situation that we're dealing with?
How has COVID affected? Practically speaking, the buildings are empty, which is pleasant because we don't have to work over people. It's when it all kicked off, everybody was scared, and that fear led to a lot of changes, like as procedures and such. Now there's a little more red tape to go through before you go to work, but it's not unlivable. Moreover, though, this COVID situation. I mentioned earlier I wanted job security. That was the main reason I chose a career in trade as I did, and to work on air conditioners specifically. And I never missed a day at work. A lot of people lost their job. A lot of people work from home, It's but I never missed a day of work. So there's for your job security. There's a certain sense of pride or belonging, if you will, that comes with when you see that your work is valued, and such as that the computer programmer went home. The boutique shop lady, she lost her job, but my job's valuable enough that I didn't lose it.
So if you had to give some wisdom to those who are just getting started or are just really kicking things off or are just thinking about joining a trade, not just HVAC necessarily, but a trade in general, what wisdom would you give that person? What would you recommend to them to start their process?
If you're deciding on a trade, go for it. It's probably a better option than the alternative. Unless you're real smart and you're going to be a doctor. But even then, who wants to be a doctor and go to school for 8 years? Your place is out there, waiting. Wherever. It's waiting for you. But it's going to take you to go get it. And that's going to require some of you, sacrifice, if you will. And this is inevitable. It's not going to be sacrificing your life for it. But it very well may be moving across country or swallowing some pride and stepping down to learn more or any of these things. Also, seek the counsels of your elders, and such as that the people that are doing the job that you want to do have done it, and they know how they got there, and they'll probably tell you. They'll probably tell you gladly. It again requires you to actively seek them. Embrace the failures, because they're going to be inevitable. You're going to flood stuff, you're going to break stuff, you're going to burn stuff, you're going to blow stuff up, but people are going to try to hold you down. Society's going to tell you this, and at the end of the day, you have to learn from that. You have to learn how to be a stronger person from that. And onto that, you never can quit learning. You have to learn. There's at no point you're going to be in a trade that you've known everything. Never quit learning. Learn from your mistakes. Embrace failure, but don't make it your ambition.
100% agree, and that's is super powerful. What you're saying, and I think your story and your testimony and everything that you've done and accomplished, and I think it speaks volume as to what the trades as a whole can do for people to really help change their life, just in general. And I know it 100% changed mine. You were talking about nobody ever thought you would make really anything of yourself, and honestly, I had family members that swore I'd never graduate college, and I'd end up on drugs at some point in my life. That's what they said about me. So I connect with that. I know what you mean, and I think other people need to hear that story, and it's the whole point of doing this series and letting people know that despite everything, despite all the challenges you think you face, if you put some work into it and really apply yourself and block out all the voices that tell you can't, there's nothing that's going to stop you. There's nothing that's going to hold you back, and other than yourself. At the end of the day, it's only going to be you. So anyway, I really appreciate your time, and I know it's not easy sitting here. For those watching, if this is a very difficult thing to do, to sit here and try to give a coherent thought in front of a camera, and to people you don't even know. I mean, it's it's challenging. So I really appreciate the level of attention and detail and effort you put into this, and I know for a fact that your message is really going to help those who are struggling or who are teetering on the edge of what do I do, where do I go, what's next for me. So appreciate it, Curtis, and I'll be seeing you around.